Moments ago, a judge excused a second juror from Donald Trump's New York criminal case.
Prosecutors raised concerns about inconsistencies in his responses to questions earlier this week.
And this latest dismissal now means the court must find 13 additional jurors. That's 7 for the main jury and 6 alternates. The former president is accused of falsifying business records in order to cover up an alleged affair.
CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent Robert Costa is there outside of the courthouse in Manhattan. So, Robert, we're down 2 jurors today. What more do we know?
The day began with 7 jurors seated for former President Trump's historic criminal trial here in Lower Manhattan. Now there are only 5. The judge in this case, Judge Juan Merchan, began the day by saying an oncology nurse here in New York had concerns about serving on the jury. She believed that her identity would at some level be exposed. Family and friends had already figured out she was seated on this jury. And she said because of her work, because of those concerns, she wanted off. She thought it may be best for her not to serve on the jury. So Judge Merchan dismissed her from the jury. And then just moments ago, another juror was dismissed from this jury. He was someone who had called Trump fascinating and mysterious in recent days, quite a phrase to use for the former president. But then it was discovered by prosecutors that he was alleged to have destroyed political signs of some sort, maybe conservative political signs, years ago. And once this information emerged about alleged conduct, he was dismissed from the jury. And this underscores the complications inside the courthouse behind me. For former President Trump, this is a trial he does not want to see happen. Delays are fine by him, but for the prosecutors and for the judge, they want to move this trial to a beginning as soon as possible. But this is a trial with a global audience about a global celebrity. Almost everyone has an opinion, and that's complicating jury selection.
And Bob, because there's such an intense spotlight on this trial, it's giving us all a glimpse in how these processes usually work for anybody, a very deliberate attempt to select jurors who both sides and the judge himself believes will be impartial. How many concerns are there now, though, that additional jurors could be dismissed? Because effectively this isn't unusual, but we're just paying such close attention to it.
This is a high-stakes case. It's very possible more jurors are dismissed. It's possible more jurors are added today and then ultimately dismissed. You have to buckle up here with this trial. It's going to be fluid, not day by day, but hour by hour. And whether it's high-profile witnesses coming in or changes with the jury, this is a trial that's going to have complications. And we also had some news this morning with prosecutors saying Trump has, again, in their view, violated his gag order. They say he has gone way over the line in what he's saying about the case and how he's handling different kinds of information related to the case. But Trump will continue to push the bounds of what he can say, believing he has a First Amendment right, especially as a federal candidate, to say whatever he wants.
And on that front, Robert, there's a hearing on Tuesday to address the gag order and the former president's language. What's the latest updates that you can tell us about that?
Trump has been relentless in criticizing this case, especially going after the judge and after the prosecutor. The main one in this case is Alvin Bragg, the district attorney of Manhattan. He is allowed to do that within the gag order in this case. He's not allowed to intimidate jurors or talk about jurors in any way. So you're going to see the judge and the prosecutors look over Trump's statements and really scrutinize whether he violated that gag order in any way. But because Trump's running for the presidency, he is going to argue that he can take on this case. He can characterize it in whatever way he wants, even if the prosecution's uncomfortable with what he's doing. But this is a political war and a legal war that's unfolding behind us. Yes, it's a very serious process, jury selection. It's a serious case. It's a criminal case involving felony charges. At the same time, though, this is in the middle of a campaign with a candidate who I've covered for over a decade, who lashes out at those who are coming at him, and that escalation is only beginning.
All right, Robert Costa outside of the courthouse there in Manhattan. Thank you.
Thank you.